So what I thought I'd do real quick is go ahead and talk a little bit about Project One from the midterm. This was probably the one single question that many folks within the class struggled with, not so much because your mechanics were necessarily incorrect, but the way that you went about building the projection for the project. Okay, and I'm being very clear and distinct with that word, for the project, not the firm. Okay, so when you're given the information about the firm for 2020, okay, and then you are told, all right, that the project is going to deliver an incremental value above and beyond the firm's existing value. What we're evaluating, remember, what we are evaluating is, are we going to spend money, okay, for the project? What value is this project going to deliver to the firm to offset the money, the CapEx that we are looking to spend in order to put this project into place? So when we think about what incremental value this project is bringing, okay, and let's just assume for a second that we've got whatever, a 10% incremental value add based upon the 2020 numbers, then we know that the incremental project value added, okay, is 10% of the firm's value in the year that we are referencing. So the project itself is going to deliver an extra $135,000 of revenue, okay? It is not, okay, when we're evaluating the project, it is not this 1.1 times the value of the firm, okay? That is not the project revenue. Okay, that is the total value of the firm's revenue once the project has been implemented. Okay, but that is not the incremental value that the project is going to deliver to the firm. The incremental value is the 10%, right? Equals 0.10 times the firm's revenue. So it will deliver an extra $135,000 a year. So every year for the next 10 years after that, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's the same number, okay? Because that's the project. We're going to deliver that 10% incremental growth every year for the next 10 years. So keep it simple, okay? Once we know what that is, then every other thing that varies with sales gets varied by the same 10%. So the incremental extra cost of goods sold is that, right? And every year thereafter, okay? And you can count gross margin, you know how to do that. So sales minus COGS. Salaries, R&D, other, all vary with sales, right? So you're going to need to calculate the incremental expense associated with the project. Now, depreciation. You are given information in the information table about how to handle depreciation for the project. Same thing applies for interest. You're given information that relates specifically to interest within the info data table within the midterm, okay? EBT, you're told what the tax rate is, and then you finally get to net income for the project, not the firm, the project, okay? And then once you've got that, you move into the operating cash flow, discount factor, present value questions within the midterm. Okay, so I hope that helps clear up some of the obvious confusion around how to evaluate the incremental value added for a project. Because remember, this is why it's so important to understand the material. All right, we're looking at spending money in order to implement the project. So we have to be comparing the project economics against the project cost. okay? Not firm economics against project cost, because that's apples and oranges, okay? Of course, you're going to have a multi-million-dollar net present value if you're going to be growing the sales for the firm, as opposed to the incremental value of the project. Of course, you're going to have a huge NPV, and of course, you're going to have a massive IRR, but it doesn't make sense, okay? When we saw those numbers at $3.8 million of NPV that many of you calculated, that should have been a red flag to you. Like, how can this project only cost such little amount of money, but deliver such massive net present value numbers? Okay, that should have been a red flag that something may have been a little bit off. Okay, so anyway, I just wanted to real quickly put this video out there for you guys to kind of guide you along in your resubmission of your midterm, if you so choose, as specifically relates to project one, because if you got, the very first input wrong for your DCF valuation, you pretty much missed every single answer that was tied to project one. Okay, so if you've got any questions, please let me know, and good luck. Class again is canceled for today so that you have an opportunity and time to rework the midterm, and we will pick up with bond valuation next week. Okay, best of luck.